Welcome to the Kerbal Space Program version 1.3. I am the Evil Red Queen, and we are parked here on Duna, and hopefully today we're going to get back home. So, first order of business is to find out the positions of the planets for our Kerbal Kerbin insertion. And it's a little bit different than taking off. Coming back is a little different. We're going to set Kerbin at the 3 o'clock position, and we want Duna about the 5 o'clock position. It's like 73 degrees, I believe. I'll leave a link in the comment section again. So we're pretty close to where we need to be. So let's get prepped here, so we're not scrambling to do it later. And we are ready to go. I think this is our 90 line here, so that's what we're going to kind of aim for. We need to set our thrust limiter back up because I did set it down for landing. So we're looking pretty good there. Let's turn on our cap locks and get our fingers on the right keys and go ahead and take off. I'm going to turn to that, try to get to that 90, get my gear up. So around the 90 degree mark, 45 degree tilt. These tanks are going to run out pretty quick here. I didn't even expect to have these on when I landed, so that was a benefit. And we'll take it. We'll take any edge we can get here. So we'll get rid of those. We don't need the extra weight. Throttle up here. I'm not sure why I wasn't at 100%, but I wasn't. So I'm going to shoot for basically 65,000 meters, give or take. I believe you could probably go at 55, but I think 65 is good. It's definitely doesn't have the gravity that Kerbin has, so we don't need to be quite so high. I imagine I could get away with 60. Here I am second guessing myself, which is not a good thing. Follow your gut instincts, that's what I always say. And my gut instinct tells me I want to be between 60 and 65. So that's what we're going to go for here. For 63. It's right smack dab in the middle there. So we're going to set this to prograde. And I'm going to try to spin my ship around so it's more like what I'm used to looking at. I'm taking off from Kerbin, which is this right here. And we're pretty much on the line, so we're just going to go ahead and time warp up. Get ready to fire here. This won't take long to actually achieve an orbit. It's not quite as easy as the Mon or Minimus, but wow. But it's not going to take long to actually get reinserted into orbit here. So we're going to kind of let it go here. And we're getting very close, very close, very close. We've only got 1 or 2 big burns left, so if we do well on those, we should have plenty of fuel to get back. Not bad for a single ship with no docking. It's not the prettiest looking ship, but it's a stock game, stock parts, and we just kind of put together something that was more functional than something that was pretty. And we are way above that line. What am I thinking here? Let's see if we can get this straightened back out. We don't have a lot of time here. I'll just go way over and see if we can pull it back up. See the orbit straightening out there? We're going to be in orbit pretty quick. It's not going to take long. And I expect these to flip in any second, and there they do, and so we are in orbit. 6186. We can deal with that. and we have better than a half a tank of fuel. I don't see any problems getting back home here, as long as I don't screw up too bad. So what we want to do, make this screen smaller again, and this time we want to set Duna up at the 6 o'clock position. And that puts Kerbin some 73 degrees here. And then we're going to fire on the light side instead of the dark side. So this would be the light side. So we'll just pick a spot here at random because I don't really know where to be. So let's see where we are here now. I think we're going to have to burn out a little further. But we're just looking for an intersection of some kind. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get out there. So let's see what's happening here. Is there anything happening here? There it comes. And why are you coming out there? You're not supposed to be out there. Did I miss something here? This orbit should come down. And we are not in the right spot or something. So let's try to set this up again. I think I might have been a little bit, in the wrong spot there. Maybe I didn't know where the light side is. Where is the light side? I would think any of this is the light side. So let's try here again. Where is Kerbin? Come, I don't see you. I don't see you because I didn't set you up as target. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Rough day, rough day, rough day. So let's find Kerbin here and set it as our target. And that'll probably help us when we're trying to find out where we're burning to here. And there, that looks a little better. And looks like we're inside already. Need to come back out a little here. Oh, it's too far. Wrong way. Looking for an intersect. I thought I saw one flash there. Not the best intersection in the world, but I guess we can deal with it. Or we can try to set up one more time. And that's what I'm going to do. I had said this wasn't going to be a perfect mission, and I meant that. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't anything to make you feel better. It's because I make mistakes, and we all make mistakes, and it doesn't always go perfect for you. You have to work with it until it functions for you. I think we got to come out a little bit further yet. Are we too far? We're already out there. So let's cut this back down a little. And we're looking for an intersect. And there we had one. I saw it flash by us again. And that's a pretty good intersect. Much better than my first attempt here. We almost can get it in one, but not quite. But that's okay. Go to our maneuver mode here. It's a 48-second burn. This should be probably our longest burn on the return trip. 19 minutes away. So let's go ahead and time warp up here. And we have a speed limit again. So we'll just time warp at 50 or whatever it said, because that's all it'll let us go. So 5 minutes, 4 minutes. We're going to fire a little bit early. Not too much. 40 seconds, that's probably good. So this should be our biggest burn of the return trip. Basically, as long as you remember to fire on the opposite side, instead of firing in the dark, fire in the light. Kerbin, back to Kerbin is a pretty easy flight. It's definitely easier to get back to Kerbin than it is to get to Duna. So if you've got the Duna, the odds are good you'll be able to get back, as long as you remember the fire on the opposite side there. And I think it's because Duna's plane is higher than Kerbin. Probably throttle back here a little. Doesn't have to be perfect. And we got it to 0. I rarely do that. Rarely. So, we have a fairly close intersection. Let's escape Duna here. Let's go ahead and time warp up. And there's another speed limit. And well, where are we at? We're getting there. Now we can speed up. We're out of the city and into the country. So we can speed up. So we'll get back to 0 here. And we're going to set up a maneuver 24 minutes from now. Not too shabby. And let's turn this and let's see if we can get an intersection. Somewhere here. And there it is. It's only 70.3 meters. Let's go ahead and focus on Kerbin now and see exactly where that orbit is. And it's not too bad for our first shot here. We can try to get it closer, but the odds are it won't really end up here anyhow with the amount of time you burn. Again, it's got something to do with your thrust or whatever. So this looks like about as close as we're going to get on this particular burn. But that's okay, we can do other burns. That's what this is all about. This is only 93.6 change, 5-second burn. This is nothing. Literally nothing. 23 minutes. So we'll just time warp up again. 2 minutes, I almost went past it. It wouldn't have hurt us. Well, a little bit maybe, but nothing that we couldn't have fixed. It would have just cost us a little more fuel, that's all. Now if you're really tight on fuel and you don't have fuel to burn, then obviously you try not to make mistakes. But I actually have a lot more fuel than I ever thought I was going to end up with here. And you can see our line come in. And boom, we are there. So we are back. Well, we're not back, but we're close to being back. But what I'm going to do again is I'm going to use the thrust limiter here. And I'm going to cut this down, way down. We'll go 10, and we'll see how that works. We may have to go lower at some point because our maneuver is going to be getting smaller and smaller. And this time it's 1 day away. So let's see how, and this is just a matter of playing with it until you can get that orbit closer to where you want it. That's going to be a little bit closer to where I want it. I'm just trying to get to Kerbal here, to Kerbin. And it looks like about as much as we're going to get. You see how our orbit is, our path is diving down. That's why I believe that Duna is higher, in a higher plane than Kerbin is. So this is a day away. So let's go ahead and time warp up. And here you have to be a little bit careful. Time warp up too fast and it'll zip right by you, which I am notorious for doing. And we're 2 minutes away. We're going to go ahead and fire. This is a fairly long burn. I may want to be higher here. This could screw up my position here. So I just kick that back up a little bit. See it coming down. I didn't think this burn was going to be quite that long. But we're still out here pretty far. So we'll just get it closer and then we'll kick our thrust limiter back down when we have to. I'm just watching the pair signs. I wasn't even watching the numbers. I do that a lot. I can usually get it pretty close doing it that way. So let's go ahead and set up another maneuver. And no, that's not the right line there. Sometimes it can be a little hard. It's not the right line. It's the blue line, not the purple one. And this is 3 days away. So we got time for Jebediah to eat some crackers. And let's see what happens here. That orbit is starting to curve. I want to see that entry start to curve around Kerbin. The more it curves around, the less fuel we actually have to use to get into an orbit. But we are still way out here. So, let's see what happens. And we're starting to curve around pretty good there. And of course I went the wrong way. I always do. And we're going to take this burn. We're going to be still 438,000 meters away, but we're starting to get a good curve, as you see. And that means we'll be able to do a very good and successful aero braking maneuver. So we're 3 days away. We'll time warm up again. So hours countdown. It's only a 6-hour day, so you gotta be careful about that. And we went 22 minutes past, but not a problem. So let's just give this a little bit of a blast here. You see our line coming in. Throttling way down here. I'm just going to kind of see we're a little bit different because we were 23 minutes late or something on the burn. Let's go a little bit more. What is this number? 700,000. You can see the orbit's coming around. I'm just going to let it go because that's exactly what I wanted it to do. And it started going back up. So we'll kill that maneuver. And now we've got a nice curve around Kerbin, which I really like to see. And we have plenty of fuel. So let's cut this thrust limiter down. And we're going to do one more burn, I hope. This should be hopefully our last burn. Make sure we're at 0 there. If I can find the blue line again. I know you're there somewhere. But I can't seem to click on you. And there you are. Oh, get off of there. Sometimes you just gotta change the angle. I can see the dot appearing, but I just can't hit it. So we're 2 days away from another maneuver. And, like I said, hopefully this is going to be our last one. 33, that's a little lower than I want to go. We want to go to about 50. We're going to leave it there, even though it's 307,000 away, because that's going to show me, I've seen what happens. I've seen the projected outcome. So now I'll just watch my numbers as they're coming down. Then I'll hit it when it needs to be, and we can't really find see the blue line, the arrow, just because we're showing 0, 0 change here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try prograde first. I really don't know which one I want. Well, kind of thinking we want retrograde. So we're just going to go to retrograde. And we're going to just go ahead and get rid of this maneuver altogether. And we're just going to hit the retrograde and see which way. If the numbers come down. Oh, and they certainly did. I was thrusted. Limiter was back, but okay, we're at 52. I'm going to take that. We are looping most of the way around Kerbin. So I think we're in real good shape here. So we're just going to time warp up now. Go for the 100,000 there. And we're just going to wait for the line to turn blue. And because we're coming from an out of way place here, we're going to have all kind of time. We'll be days from our pairs when we finally get to the blue line there. You can see the ship where it go. You can see it coming across here. We are all the way up, right? Yeah, we are. So our total journey so far has been 4 years. I think it's going to click to 5 years before too long. So everybody's a little older. Jebediah is a little younger than all the people because he's been traveling at such incredible fast velocities. And they say that you don't age as quickly. I think they said that the astronauts' watches ran more slowly. I don't know. Maybe. 52,000 should be good. We're going to set up on retrograde as soon as I slowed my time warps down, because we're going to need to help it a little bit. So I'm also going to get my thrust back up to 100% here. We have enough fuel for this. It's not going to require a lot of help. We're looping most of the way around. And it automatically cuts us down, and there's one. So we're going to time warp up through here again. And just see, we're coming in at 3,400 meters a second. If we came in and tried to enter right in, I have a feeling we would burn up. When that number starts going back up, which is already going back up, time warp down, and we're going to thrust up. And you see it coming around real quick here. So we are in orbit. Just watching my fuel, make sure I don't burn away all my fuel. Because we're, well, 50,000. We're going to come down next time around. So let's just let it go. See, it's coming down 48, 47. As long as it doesn't get too low on me. I don't want to come in too steep. See, we're way past pairs. That's why this orbit is decaying here. And that should be good. That's only 260,000 out there. And we have plenty of fuel. We could go to here and increase this, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. Right now we're only at 2,400. So it should be good. And we're still going up, so let's time warp up here till we get out to that 200,000 or whatever it is. And now we should be starting to come back down here pretty quick. Can we time warp up a little more? We can. I could have, but I didn't. So it'll stop when it gets to 70. Give us time to turn our ship back around. And we're not going to destage here until we get a little bit lower. I don't want too much space junk, which is a huge problem. We just fell out of orbit. It's a huge problem for NASA and all the other spacefaring entities. So we're in retrograde position. We're only coming at 2,440 meters per second, which is close to a standard re-entry. So let's go ahead and time warp up. I don't see any problems here. As long as our last chute opens, this is going to be a successful mission to Duna and return on a single ship. And Jebediah must have shaved before he came back down because it looks like his beard is gone. So that's a good thing, I'm sure. Unless you want to be a bush gerbil. So we're through the atmosphere. We're still at 18,000. I'm just going to let it go. Our chute can be opened at any time. We're going to let it come down to 10 or 9 here before I actually pop the chute. Or 8. And hopefully the chute will open. Oh, it's up there. See, it's up there. And it has opened, and we are going to hit water, which is always good. So, there you have it. A very, very successful mission. I would hope that you learned something. I hope this helps you on your own voyages. Have fun playing Kerbal Space Program. Don't drink and drive. And don't do too many drugs. And this is the Evil Red Queen, signing off.